Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for the 27th of October. On the daily chart here for the ASX, we have pulled down a little bit in line with the US markets. The US markets obviously coming into the election results on the 3rd of November, so they're kind of getting a little bit sort of stagnant and travelling sideways. So we can't really expect them to be leaders for our markets at this particular stage. So, but let's go and have a look. Our count really hasn't changed a lot in terms of wave 4 being here and wave 5 moving further up here. It's just that we had a bit of a deeper correction here, so we need to go in and talk about that a little bit. So on the 4-hour chart, we're looking from this wave 4 here, we're looking at 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here in green, and then up for 5. So now we're looking at this as an A and a B and a C wave here for this as well. There is a possibility, which I'll talk about on the tick chart, where we can have wave 3 sitting here for this. Not that it makes a big difference at this particular stage, but I think it's worth discussing a little bit as well. So but all going according to plan here, we should see an A and a B and a C wave through to here. So let's go in and take a closer look at that, and then we'll still be heading back up into the 6,300. So wave 3 being here now. We were looking for a classic trading levels pattern sitting on the 6,200. We didn't get that, so that's the first high above the level, so that would have been our reference point to go long at, and we would have tried to get a better position in that, but that wasn't the case. So we can see now that this is in 3 waves here, as in one, an A and a B and a C wave here. Not a very good looking C wave, but 1 and 2 and 3 and A, B, C for 4 and up for 5. And then wave 4 here. So we don't have 5 waves down here yet, so we should still see another move down before seeing a move up in this case. So I guess what we could say here is that if we move this here, if we get bring this down here now, if we get a nice tested support of the classic trading levels pattern sitting on the 150, then then we definitely have a change in trend at that point. So we'd see the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, which we'll need to wait for. You don't want to go long at that point, and then the ABC pattern, and then heading up from that point. So that's probably the safe trade, because from wave B here, I can count 5 waves down to this point here, so that would be 1 and 2. Wave 3s are still a little bit short, but it could be alright at that point, as long as wave 5 is a bit shorter still in this regard, in this space here. So I don't particularly want to send anybody short either at this stage. We could only really short this if we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, then an A, B, C back up. Then we could short under that, because that would make this an A and a B and a C. But any move below that, then we can short, because then we know it would be in a more of a bear market at that point. But we don't have that yet, so we can't do that. It's more likely that we'll be sitting at the 150 area through here for this. Let's go in and take a closer look at this. So we've got our top over here, we've got our A wave here, an A and a B and a C here for our B wave, and then a little bit tricky to count, but wave 1 in here, an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here. I was looking at this as wave 3, but it's still a little bit short for this. So I suppose it's possible to put wave 2 sitting here and give us 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. That would also play out, but it'd still leave us wave 3 here, and we'd still look for wave 4 playing out here, and wave 5 coming down into this space. So we still need that. We still need one more move down, because we don't have 5 waves down to this point. Now, like I mentioned, we can go long on the 6150, because it will be a change in trend at that point. Or if you wanted to get in a little bit earlier, and rightfully so, then the top of group 1 here, so 6,130. So you'll need a classic trading levels pattern sitting on top of that. So if this is 6130 here, you'll see the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC correction, then you can start to look to go long, but you still need that first high above the level as your reference point, and then the second one, and you may get a third one in here as well. So you definitely need to see something like that before going long on this level here. Otherwise, we'll see we'll be down looking for this extra fifth wave to the downside at that point. Like I mentioned, there is another count, which if I go to the tick chart here, it's a little bit complicated, but we're going to have a look at it anyway. So coming up here as blue wave 1 and 2 here, and then having blue wave 3 sitting right here for this. And then this gets a bit complicated, but it does fit. So I've got to kind of monitor it. So wave 3 being here. So an A wave here, 3 waves for the B wave up here, an A and a B and a C down here for the C wave here, and then an A and a B and a C for the D wave here. And then down here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for the blue wave 4 here. This is the 38.2% retracement level for its target to the downside. So there is a case here that, because if it's a triangle, we'll only get 3 waves down. So an ABC pattern sitting in here rather than having wave 3 here and wave 4 here. So this wave 4 here can pull back up to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So this is 1, 2, 3 here, and this is a triangle for wave 4 here, and then down for wave 5. So technically we can come back into this space here for this wave 4. So that's why we need to be a little bit mindful. But you wouldn't be going long unless you had the 6130 at that point as a tested support. Okay, so that will keep you safe, but you don't want to overtrade on that. You want to put a small trade on the 30 if that's going to be the case, and then put a larger one on the 50, and then you can also build on the other levels to the upside as well. So it is possible that we do have a low in place here because of this count. We'll just see how how it unfolds. But yeah, I also don't think it's worthwhile shorting down through this space here. Okay for scalpers, but not for trend traders. Okay, so you need to choose who you're going to be, so to speak. Right, so I kind of just leave it at that. This will also be much the same for when we looked at the banks yesterday. So the banks were in a wave 4, so they would have moved down as well. I haven't seen them, but they'll be in their wave 4s looking for a low in place as well. So just be a little bit careful, probably later in the afternoon to go long on those. That's if they continue to the upside here. Otherwise, we'll see them finish off their corrections to the downside. Alrighty. Yeah, let's just go back and recap this somewhat. Just go to the hourly chart, I think. So I can look at this as wave 3 with an A and a B and a C, but would need 5 waves down. So we still need another low for this to be the case. If we're going to have that blue wave 3, then that needs to sit over here for that. And that will be 1 degree higher. And I'm just going to dull it out just there to remind us. And that would be if we get that low here and it just continues to move up from that point, then it becomes important that this blue wave here, because this will be blue wave 4 at that point. And also too, if we go back to the 4-hour chart here, if this is blue wave 1 here and blue wave 2 here and blue wave 3 here and blue wave 4 here, well then we're only going to have one more push to the upside here for wave 5. So that will make wave 5. So we'll need to be extra careful once we get this 5 wave structure in here completed. So that's why it's important, and that's why I put the extra effort in there to try and figure this out. But this would be the logical move here. But let's just see, if we only end up with 3 waves here, then that puts a bit more weight on this wave 3 being here and then finishing higher in this space. But because the extension's in wave 3, wave 1 and wave 5 can be roughly the same length. So anyway, we'll just bear that in mind. But yeah, that's where we are. So I'll leave it at that, and thanks for tuning in. Cheers.